My name's Barnaby Barbord. I'm an artist. I work with sculpture and installation, painting, video and ceramics. And yeah, it's great to be talking about sort of 5 objects from Masterpiece. The first piece, it's actually a series of pieces, but I picked one, was David Hockney photo collage. This one is Gregory and Shinro on the train in Japan. And as I was sort of scrolling through, these flood of memories came back from when I must have been about 12 or 13 that I first saw these photo collage works, and I was absolutely fascinated by them. So I took my mum's point and shoot camera and started trying to recreate them. And you know, with the sort of 24 exposure plus 2, have to take them to Boots to be, you know, wait 2 weeks for the photos to get back, and a load of them would be dark or too bright. But you know, to this day, I still make sort of sculptures and artworks out of, you know, larger works out of individual units. So they sort of must have really stuck with me. The second piece was Operazione X by Mimo Rotella. And I've got an absolute obsession with posters on tubes and on billboards. So you've got this advert, you know, so maybe a promise of more, a happier life or something, and then 2 weeks later another one's put up, and then 2 weeks later another one's put up. And then it's somebody's job to come and rip them down. And it's at that point you just get these incredible images, you know, a mix of sort of figurative, abstract, text, texture, and, you know, all by accident. And I'd actually make work with them if it wasn't for Mimo, because, you know, he was an absolute master and he was doing it, you know, decades, you know, before. So I just collect them now. My third piece is an Alexander Calder gouache and ink painting from Crane Kalman Gallery. And again, it just triggered this really vivid memory. I went to see his exhibition Performing Sculptures at Tate Modern about 5 years ago. And you know, the figurative stuff is great, so engaging, entertaining. But then as it switched to the abstract work and the mobiles, I just had this really profound experience where it seemed to open up a space in my mind to think. It just sort of seemed to unlock this area, which is usually sort of full and buzzing, and it just seemed to unlock it and open it and empty it, and it just gave me room to contemplate. And it wasn't necessarily contemplating about the work, but just room to think. And you know, it was a really incredible experience, and it's a thought that stayed with me for you know, since then. Actually, you know, it's really profound. The fourth piece is a black glass paste box with a micro mosaic depicting St. John the Evangelist by Michelangelo Barberi. And I suppose if I was in the fair, I would have missed it. But it, you know, the image popped up and it was just like, wow. And then I read the title and it's just like, Christ, micro mosaic. And then I saw the dimensions, and it was sort of 8 centimeters by 5 by 2.5. And you know, I love well executed, well made art. I like, you know, I love a really high level of craftsmanship. You know, I really appreciate that. And this thing is incredible when you think about the dimensions and the colours that he's got, and the detail and the shadows, and you know, that just, you know, these sort of bright colours rendered on this stark black background, it absolutely blew my mind. And yeah, I reckon it must just feel beautiful to hold. The fifth piece is a superb Gorgot formation from Art Ancient Gallery. I mean, talking about spanning time, when I first saw this image, you know, scrolling through the images, when I first saw this image, I thought it might be, you know, at first glance, I thought it might be sort of a Tony Cragg sculpture or something like that. And then I read the title and I thought, God, what's it called? And then I read the time, and it's 30 million years old, and it was just like, wow. You know, Mother Nature is truly the best sculptor. It's made from silica-rich water flowing through loose sand, and I mean, it's absolutely fascinating. It looks otherworldly. You know, it almost looks sort of science fiction, doesn't it? And I just imagine, I've never seen one. I went and had a look at them on the internet and stuff. I mean, this looks particularly amazing, this one. But I just imagine that they have a real energy about them.